welcome to the zoo.
Why am I here?
Minions of the Zoo is a lovable ragtag group of misfits that sprang up initially as a fan group to Ranting Monkey, Scribelite, Some Dumb American, and their joint Lords of the Night livestream show. Late night discussions in Discord quickly evolved into streams of their own, with each member bringing something new and different to the table for discussion. Led by the incomparable Reject PPC and the One-Ton Hammer, the group rotates hosts known as Zookeepers.
Hello everybody and welcome to Minions of the Zoo. I'm your host for this evening, One-Ton Hammer.
I will be your zookeeper tonight, Reject.
Alright, and welcome to the zoo. I am the Lucky Pop-Tart Inquisitor.
Sanguine.
Skep Tock.
I'm Prospero.
Cassie. And I'm Della Hayes.
Regular streamers, they're known as minions, and special guests are known as traveling exhibits. They're on a nightly basis, so that each show has something unique and fresh for our audience. Minions of the Zoo currently streams at 10:30 Central Standard, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Let's be xenophobic. It's really in this year. Let's find a nasty, slimy, ugly alien to fear. There's no more cutesy stories about E.T. phoning home. Let's learn to love our neighbors like the Christians learned in Rome. We know we ought to hate them. They're different, you see. We've seen they're mean and ugly on movies and TV. The folks that ought to know have told us how it's got to be. The gospel truth is found in scenes from Alien and V. Let's wipe out any life form that seems to be a threat. We'll serve them up a genocide they never will forget. 'Cause if we miss a couple, they'll breed a couple more. And soon we'll all be hating twice as many as before. 'Cause the aliens can never be as good as humankind. A more delightful race than us you'll never ever find. So step aside, you star slime, we're ready for your worst. We know you want to beat us, enslave us and defeat us, oppress us and browbeat us unless we get you first.
Hello everyone, welcome to the zoo. I'm your zookeeper for tonight, Inquisitor. Minions joining me are Eeyore.
Hello.
And Mr. Adam.
Hello.
Hello. We were just talking the foosball here, the way the Super Bowl ended, you know. Before that, it's not really all that important. We're just going to be painting some orcs tonight. But how are you gentlemen this evening?
Having as much fun as I can.
That's good. That's good. I say we were talking before we went live about things that we may want to try to do during the big trip coming up at the in August. And
yeah, you focused on boarding actions, but I'm actually still more interested in bumfuck nowhere, Wisconsin.
Well,
Full
yeah,
disclosure.
Well, let's put it this way, right? We were talking boarding actions. That's gonna be, you know, where we're gonna be playing the fucking boarding actions. Bumfuck nowhere, Wisconsin, dude. We'll get Sanguine out there. Sanguine will have access to his Voton 40k minis, and we'll play fucking boarding actions in fucking, you know, camping situation out in Rock Island. I think that'd be fun as fuck.
Yeah.
40k in the woods.
As long as there aren't any demons.
My
Bullshit, that's incomplete.
We're not playing foosball here right now. Anyway, no, my roommate I don't think is going to be able to come, so we don't have to worry about
Good, because last thing I need is a demonic incursion in the woods.
Yeah. Instead, you're just going to have some orcs boarding your ship. Because I'm not going to lie, there's a reason why I'm painting my commandos.
orcs.
This are Zog-off!
Why would you be attacking a small marine transport?
Cause this are Zog-off.
Hope you're ready to answer that call with actual action.
When have you known the orcs not to?
When they end up to be little bloody squirts just off of their own ship,
That never
you know,
happens.
before they even get into the hostile ship.
Never happens.
No, the first couple doesn't typically end up that way.
Never happens. See, the orcs never lose in battle.
Oh, for God's sake.
Orcs is never beat. If we wins, we wins. And if we dies fighting, so that don't count. And if we runs away, we can always come back for another go, see? And yes, even though I am painting my orcs red, they will be counted as black during the boarding party. Just saying.
Give me a penalty or something for that.
What do you want a penalty?
Unnecessary roughness, probably.
I mean, orcs are unnecessarily rough. That's just, that's just a matter of cause,
Jesus Christ, this game.
I'm gonna see if I can speed paint Sanguine's Votan. Maybe sometime next month. See if I can have them all done. That'd be fun.
Sounds like fun.
Are you gonna paint your minis? Huh? Know that you were being judged.
I haven't opened up my paint bottles in months.
I know you haven't.
You leave my pile of gray shame alone.
Wait, hold on. I've got a perfect meme for this. I'm gonna post it in the minions chat and the dungeon chat, and I'm gonna @ you, and I'm going to repost it every day until I start seeing results. How about that?
No,
Yes.
don't you try and coerce me into painting.
It's not coercion. It's just shaming.
Shame is a form of coercion.
Here we go. Dungeon chat and there and @ Eeyore. Boom. There you go.
You have to do this.
Yes. The unpainted. Sacrilege. It's like, come on, man. You're painting fucking Space Marines and fucking oh god, them. Shit. Those guys, fucking Iron Hands. You're not having to paint all that much. It's black and gray.
You leave that alone. Also, the currently modeled and possessed minis aren't actually set up for my Iron Hands.
Oh, I thought you were. I thought you were gonna.
Oh, I would.
Iron Hands.
Just what I currently have wouldn't work for Iron Hands.
Eh. Well,
What I'd work right now in boarding actions actually works best as White Scars or Space Wolves.
Yeah, but you don't have fucking Fenrisian wolves or like any of that kind of shit.
And this time, make your kick, you dumb.
But I'm not kicking anything. Well, I mean, I'll probably kick your beaky head in, you know, in the boarding action, but you know.
Yeah, whatever.
Beakies. What's the White Scar's super doctrine anyway? I'm trying to think of it. I don't remember.
In assault +1 damage to all melee.
Oh, okay. An assault doctrine.
Yep.
Okay.
So basically, all your power swords, lightning claws, chain swords are save or die for Marines.
Yeah. That's not bad. I don't know. I think I would probably still prefer the Blood Angels over it, to be honest. +1 attack.
+1 to wound is extremely nice.
Well, +1 to wound is just the chapter tactic. I'm talking about the super doctrine. Super doctrine is an assault doctrine getting +1 attack. But that stacks with shock assault and black rage.
That's more than passer interference. That was rough in the... Fuck you! Fuck you! Oh, I beg everyone's pardon. I'm getting a little bit excited.
Over his foosball. See, Adam,
Yes!
this is the reason why you need to get the new Madden so that you can beat Eeyore and watch him freak out on stream.
Don't tell him about it like that.
But I'm trying to sell Adam into getting it.
Yeah, so he can listen to me rage. That's not nice of you.
No, but it's the truth. The truth isn't often nice.
Offensive passer interference, my ass. And I will accept no response to that from you.
Well, I mean, what are you playing Ben on right now?
PC.
PC through Steam.
Oh, so you're like, kind of like a Terry.
Yes.
PC Master Race, one of these guys. One of these guys.
Yeah. One of these guys.
Starten, booten, hatten, but.
Yes.
Yes. That's too much water. Too watery. Fuck. Hopefully that'll dry out enough. And get a little bit more pigment. There we go. There we go. That's better. It's gonna be weird when I get to the one dude that's not wearing a shirt. One shirtless orc in this group here. And painting all their shirts red. Maybe I give him war paint. That might work.
I don't know.
Red.
Honestly, I'm surprised so orcs aren't more often less than optimally clothed.
Yeah, I say the beast snaggers definitely are, because you know they're running around in fucking animal hides.
Mm.
Shoot us blood and teeth.
See, when we go to
Indy?
to Indianapolis, Adam, I kind of want to do a just a like a one-off stream sort of thing from the hotel where we play fucking Shoot His Blood and Teeth. Because I think you guys would really dig this game. It's an orky.
I don't mind the idea of fooling around.
It's an orky
In Indy?
fucking Metal Slug. And it has an amazing soundtrack.
Thing is, I'm eagerly awaiting May 11th right now.
Oh yeah? For what?
Schedule release day.
What?
The 2023 season.
Oh, for fucking football. Gotcha.
Which will include the preseason stuff. I've told you, potentially.
That you want to go to a football game while you're here. I get it.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's probably going to have to be a Colts game.
Yeah, maybe.
You really want to go and watch a football game? All right.
Yeah. Actually, believe it or not, we'll probably have more time and availability in Chicago. Because remember, we have 4 days in Chicago before we even go to Indy.
The issue is you don't have a Sunday in Chicago, I don't think.
Let me think. Well, it depends on... Yeah, your flight's coming in on Monday, not Sunday, right?
Let me check after the end of this drive.
Okay.
I'll pause it right there. That's a good spot. Gmail.
If you're coming in early enough on Sunday, then...
Yeah, though that day, late July, would be the earliest ever preseason game.
Ah. Well, I mean, we can see.
Yeah, it's late Sunday, so...
Yeah, probably too late, right?
Not to mention, preseason typically doesn't start until first week of August, not end of July. Then, no, the Thursday game is automatically a HOF game, and we'd have to go even further than Indy to see an HOF game.
Yeah.
And by that Sunday, we'd be in Indianapolis, so...
Well, actually, we'd be. I think we're not even going to be in Indianapolis on the Sunday though.
You mean we might be back in Chicago that night?
Well, no, we're leaving Indy 1 day early, so that we can make the drive all the way up to Wisconsin.
Over the Sunday?
Yeah, I think so. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's what we had planned because we were going to take Monday. We're going to stay Monday on Washington, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday on Rock, and then come back to Washington on Friday, and then back to the Ren Fair on Saturday.
Yeah, and then I'm gone that Sunday.
Yep.
All right, so
I don't think we'll have any time for a Sunday game.
Maybe a Bears game if we want to just stop in Chicago on the way up to Wisconsin Sunday.
It would have to be a sort of thing like we would spend a day in Chicago and then have to go on Monday, get all the way to Rock Island in 1 day. Or not Rock Island, Washington Island in 1 day.
Is that particularly difficult?
We did it, but we also stopped and saw my one friend that lives in Sturgeon Bay and barely made the last afternoon ferry. And that's when we found out that Sanguine got in his car wreck. And then I found out that there is a late night ferry, but it's got extremely tight schedules.
Yeah. Well, a lot of that could just be fixed by, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, we're driving up north.
That's true. But then you also have to consider that we'd be going to a football game and then getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning the following day. So I'm not sure if I want to do that.
If for all we know, the Bears aren't even playing that Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. We don't even know.
No, it is the Bears.
Yeah. I don't see why they wouldn't be playing that Sunday. They need all the practice they can get.
That's exactly what preseason is for.
I know.
And first Sunday, first week of preseason is really weird.
Mm-hmm.
Only about half of the teams play first week. Every team plays second, third week, and then the other half that failed to play week 1 play week 4.
Gotcha. So yeah, the even then, schedule is going to be extremely tight about trying to work in a football game.
I completely understand.
Yeah. I mean, we can still try, but yes, it's going to be extremely tight.
Well, there's also the chance that the Bears game potentially is in the 1 o'clock or 4 o'clock spot that Sunday.
And that's not that bad. I mean, we can leave in the morning from Indianapolis and make a 4 or 5 o'clock, game.
Yeah. So I'll wait until the schedule's out, look at both Bears and possibly Colts, though Colts is probably out of the question.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to spend any more time in Indianapolis. The whole goal about leaving on Sunday was to head out of Indianapolis early. There's nothing bad about Indianapolis. I'm just saying that, so we can get, further on the leg of the road trip, you know what I mean?
Yeah, beat the traffic, get out of that damn city.
Yeah. It's funny, if you've ever taken a look at the road map for Indiana, it's like a spider web. Every single road leads to Indianapolis. It doesn't matter what direction you're going, or like any of that sort of like logistical, sort of managing. Every single road goes to Indianapolis, and then every other road leads away from Indianapolis. So if you want to go from one side of the state to the other, doesn't matter if you're coming.
You have to go through Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Though, isn't there a bottom of the lake highway?
I think there's one that like skirts the lake and goes to Michigan.
I almost want to say it's a guarantee that one of the interstates does that.
Yeah. If it's any of the interstates, though, it's going to be a state highway, not an interstate.
No, I-94. Skirts the entire south side of the lake and then heads up north into Michigan. But if you're talking about Indiana across, yeah, you're looking at State Highway 6. And even then, State Highway 6 just barely, because it turns north into Toledo.
Mm-hmm.
I do see what you mean. All the major highways extend out or go into the ring that encircles Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
One could nearly say the same about Illinois, though. That said, St. Louis does pull quite a bit out of the southwest.
I mean, there's a lot of traffic that goes to Chicago, yes, but you can, There's a huge swath of Illinois in the center that, you know, completely bypasses Chicago.
I-74.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell is I-74 doing? There's also the fact that I got my geography a little bit messed up. I thought Indiana dominated the south coast of Lake Michigan entirely, not just this corner of it.
Just a tiny, tiny corner of it, yeah. Over by Gary.
It is pretty much the entire south shore, but it's not near as much as I thought it would be.
Yeah. No, the big states that have a lot of room on the lake is Michigan and Wisconsin. Not even Illinois.
They're largest in terms of this lake, at least.
Yeah.
Then again, that's 3 of 4.
And Lake Michigan, by the way, beautiful lake. Beautiful. You'll see when we get out to Rock Island, man. It's so beautiful. Really?
You're competing with Lake Huron here, so
yeah, you'll see what I mean, man. I've got some amazing pictures of like the coastline going back towards Washington Island, and it's just like it's so clear blue, and like it's just beautiful. It's just a beautiful fucking shot of the lake. And not only that, is that the beach on Rock Island that goes out onto the lake is so fucking like clear and nice, like water. It's just, oh my god, it's almost like swimming in a pool. It's like it wasn't even like that like dank and dirty sort of smell that you normally get from like a lake. It was just a great time, man.
I don't know what you mean by rank smell you get from a lake, because all the lakes here smell nice.
Oh yeah, no, there's like, have you ever gone to Lake Erie, especially on the Ohio side of Lake Erie? Oh god, it's gross.
Erie and Ontario are disgusting lakes.
Yeah.
Ontario mainly because it has to deal with not only everything out of Toronto, but a lot of the other cities.
Yeah.
And Erie, oh good lord, it has to do with Cleveland and Buffalo.
I say the Lake Michigan can also get kind of gross, but that's only like in Chicago, and it's mainly because Chicago's like churning up all of the shit and silt.
Chicago's Chicago.
Yeah, the shit and silt. So yeah, no, it's gross, but yeah, no, like over in Wisconsin, it's fucking beautiful.
I'm looking at satellite. Island isn't even really separated from Washington Island. There's a sandbar that connects them.
What, between Rock and Washington?
Yeah, there's a sandbar that connects them.
I wouldn't walk that if I were you. It's deep enough that you will drown.
I'm a good enough swimmer.
I guarantee you're not. And I say the actual like ferry ride from Rock and Washington, it was a good like what? Adam, would you say about 15-20 minutes?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, you're talking from Jackson Harbor. I'm looking at a different spot.
Oh. Well, Jackson Harbor's
Right,
like the closest.
No, there's this little skiff of land that extends, and it's only about 50 meters away from its accompanying skiff of land on Rock Island. I'm looking at the satellite image right now.
Between Washington and Rock?
Yeah.
Let's see here.
There's only a 50-meter little skiff, and there's a sandbar right there.
And you feel comfortable enough to swim in.
Yes.
Well, remember, Sanguine was returning to his people when we were there, so.
But Sanguine is a different kind of creature.
I'm a
True.
wild man from Canada, so
I guess if Eeyore is the Canadian Sanguine, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. Oh, okay, wait.
Yeah.
You're talking about like the southern tip of Rock?
Rocky, yeah.
All right, so that area that goes out all the way to the other thing, number one, where it connects to Washington, that's a cliff face.
Oh,
Yeah, it like
yeah,
all.
yeah. You mean the Skip Land isn't a nice long beach? It's
No.
a cliff.
Yes, it's a cliff. Also, out there on that side of Washington, it's nothing but shale rock.
Oh yeah.
It will slice your feet to ribbons.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But go ahead and try and come
But
over
no,
that
it's-
day.
I say remember we got lost there over on Old Camp Road. I don't think fucking Google Images goes there. But yeah. No,
Well, at least you've told me that place is actually a hellhole before I actually took up a bet.
But no, I would say if you're like looking on Google Images and shit like that, you can actually see points of interest on Rock Island. Really fucking cool shit. I mean, you can see parts of the trail over next to the water tower. That's one of the ones I'm looking at right now. That's part of the 5 mile trail that walks the entire circumference of Rock Island. That was a lot of fun. That was a really good hike.
Seriously? There's an airport on Washington Island?
There's a what?
Yeah.
There's an airport on Washington
Oh, yes.
Island.
Yes, there is. I think it's really small, though. It's like for Cessnas and stuff. It's not designed for like...
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah. What?
Grass runway. The biggest thing I'd even try to land on there would be attachés. And
Yeah.
even then, that's... Ooh, ooh.
I'll say there's one thing that we didn't do on Washington that I really want to go to. There's a nature trail that leads up to a huge overlook, all made of wood, and it's been standing since I want to say the mid 1800s. And
Where are we talking?
like I said, it's in a nature trail somewhere on the southern end of the island, I believe. It's right over by where the ferry line goes in. But yeah, that's the one thing that I found last year that we didn't do. But we did go to the Stavekirk Church. That was really cool. We went to the Lavender Field, and we went to the that one. What was it called? Ragnar's art shop. Yeah, Ragnar of Washington Island.
Yeah. With the giant dwarf.
Yeah, the giant dwarf outside. We got Sanguine to take a picture of with. I say it says right now it's temporarily closed. I hope that's not fully closed. I hope they open up in the summertime, because that place was really cool.
Hey, and right across the street, there was that bar that we got the food from.
Yeah, the elk burgers. Yeah.
Elk burgers, and we saw the fucking Amish people.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no. Fuck. The Canada has a lot of them. Shit. They're not Amish.
Midnight?
Yeah, Mennonite. That's it.
Mennonites.
Yeah, because they had bikes.
Yeah, they were riding bikes.
Yeah. So
That's
apparently
awesome.
there's a Mennonite community here in on Washington Island.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And it was good. Elk burgers are pretty good.
Oh yeah. I say that whole part of the trip was really great. And so we made food at the hotel and all sorts of shit like that. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, there were a lot of people were impressed with Sanguine's culinary skills.
Yes. And the lesbians threatened to take him home.
Yeah.
Jeez. Who else has been confirmed for this so far?
So it's the confirmation, at least for the camping side, is going to be us three and Sanguine. Sanguine's not going to be able to make it for the Gen Con part. And I think Sora Luna said that she was interested, but that was the last I'd heard from her about it. So I need to get with her to see if she wants to do it.
I hear ya.
Still wants to do it.
So far it's just the 4 of us confirmed.
Yes, like 100% confirmed. Yeah, like Sanguine's already got his days off. I've already got my days off. You know, all that kind of stuff. So we're all good on that front. And I think Eve was gonna make it to Gen Con.
Yeah. Eve was setting up something independent of us for Gen Con and was intending on doing a meetup.
Yeah, what I was actually going to go and see about getting reservations, and then I'd offer her and Kayla the chance to join us for that part of it. Because I know she said that like she had friends that are also going to be going to Gen Con, so she wanted to meet up with them and with us. So. And then I also heard that Genty Maxi was seeing about it. I just didn't think...
yeah, that's another person I heard bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Heard Weibo might show up for the Ren Fair.
Yeah, Weibo's definitely one of the people that I could probably sit there and, DM her and say, hey, we're going to the Ren Fair this weekend. You want to go? And she'll probably say yeah. So there's that. Because I know Weibo really likes going to the Ren Fair and stuff. I don't think that she'll probably want to do what she did last time, which was camp out there at the that one campground. With Eve's, 8-person tent?
Crazy circus tent.
Yeah, crazy circus tent. Plus, I don't know. I'll try and see if we can get him out here, but I'd like to get Zelthor back out here for this again. Because that was a lot of fun, getting him out here for that.
Yeah, it was him who actually led to me questioning that. I didn't know if there was any progress on that front.
Like I said, I'll talk to him about it. I know he said that he had such a great time out here and meeting with everyone. I don't know what Eve's schedule is like, if she can even take 2 weeks off to do that kind of thing. But
in all likelihood, when it comes to Eve and her group, Gen Con is probably enough.
You're probably gonna be it, yeah. But still, there's no harm in asking,
Nope.
But yeah, I say that's one of the things I want to do. I want to see about Eve, and I know Reject said that she might try for Gen Con part, but now because of a family reunion thing that's going to be happening in June, she's probably not going to be able to make it to the Gen Con part. So.
I hear.
Yeah. Either way, say we're still always open to anyone wanting to come out here, and the more the merrier. I keep on trying to see if we can get more and more people out. Yeah, my roommate probably will not be able to make it to any parts of the trip with us, so.
That's unfortunate, but life is life.
Yeah, I keep telling him that his work don't get to dictate his vacation hours. And if they think they do, he can just sit there and say, fuck you, I quit. Because you can't do that. Not legally.
God damn it.
So. But, yeah. It sucks, but it is what it is. Oh, W.R. Costin. I didn't see that earlier. He said, is Chicago on Michigan as well as Erie? No, Chicago's only on Michigan. It's not part of Erie.
Yeah, it's... I can't think of any city except for Sault Ste. Marie that straddles multiple Great Lakes.
Yeah. Most of them are only going to be on one. I think Cleveland
St. Catharines, if St. Catharines, if you include its metropolitan area, might straddle Erie and Ontario.
Okay. Yeah, it makes a little bit more sense, yeah.
Yeah, because it's right where the two meet.
Yeah, it's not quite as clear cut and easy as the Four Corners, as Colorado, Utah, fuck, what was the other one? Arizona and New Mexico? Four Corners Monument? I think that's where it is.
Four Corners Monument?
Yeah, it's the only place in America where 4 states intersect.
I would think that there's more than one.
Nope. It's only one. And it's those 4 in particular. Colorado, New Mexico, Utah, and Arizona. I believe it's Arizona. I think it's Arizona.
Oh, you mean a quadrupoint border?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing tons of 3s, but
Yeah,
no
no,
other 4.
Yeah, none of them that are 4. Let's see here. 4.
Like, some of these 3s get really close to becoming 4s, but just due to how the states
Yeah,
match up.
I was right. It was Arizona, Utah, Colorado, and New Mexico. They have a monument there too. Like a plaza sort of thing, with a point in the center where all 4 states meet. It's pretty cool.
Looking at the side images, it's not precisely where the 4 states meet, at least according to Google.
Yeah, of course not, but it's a monument and it's cool. Shut up.
You have to.
It's off by 7 meters.
Yeah, well, you're off by 7 meters.
You?
Yeah, well, you're off by 7 meters. What now?
I'm dead serious. It's just slightly off.
Nah, that's fine. It's still cool.
Oh, it is.
Why can't you just let something be how it is?
Because I'm a Spurg. It's a curse.
Yeah. I mean, he got a point there, Adam. He got a point.
Well, yeah.
Meanwhile, the only quadrupoint... Oh wait, there is a monument for the quadrupoint border in Canada. I didn't think there would be one, because it's in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Well, come on, dude. My favorite little bit about Canadian trivia is that you have a small, or well, not a small, a massive fucking territory called Nunavut that is over, I think, like 30-something% of the land mass of Canada. So you can say that 30% of Canada is also Nunavut.
And that is actually one of the 4 provinces and/or territories that forms this quadrupoint border. The others being the Northwest Territories, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. They also come to a single point.
Cool. But it's 7 meters off.
Actually, no. This one is so far in the middle of bumfuck nowhere that it won't even let me zoom in that much.
Yeah, I know. So I love. I like. Okay, no. There is one place of interest in Canada that I really, really fucking want to go to. It's a place in the Yukon. It's like right on the Alaskan border. It's a place where you can drive down one of the highways in Canada and see an active, living glacier. And I really want to go there. I think that would be such a cool trip.
The Yukon glaciers.
Yeah. There's a living glacier that you can see right off of the highway. Let me see if I can find it.
What's it doing?
What do you mean?
Well, I
The
mean,
glacier slowly melting.
The
So
correct
this-
term for glacier is receding.
Yes.
So you're looking at a giant ice cube.
Yes. Basically, think, Adam, the way that this glacier looks while you're driving down the highway is it's like forest, slightly rocky, nothing but ice. Forest, rocky, forest. It's like being transported into an alien planet just for like a few miles. But it looks really fucking cool.
Well, for a few miles, but if you actually sat there and watched it for you sat there and watched it for days.
To actually see glacial movement, you'd have to sit there for decades.
Yeah.
You'd see it move by 7 meters.
Yeah.
And some glaciers actually move that far in a month.
Some.
Others, no, it takes a lot longer.
You're not supposed to scientifically explain jokes. This is
I
what-
will
This is what
scientifically
Terry told
explain
me, so
jokes.
I gotta go with Terry. Do not.
Where is it? Oh, man.
I really don't want to say this, but are you still planning on making me sit through all these silly classic movies?
Of course! Of course! To quote Raul Julia in Street Fighter.
Well, we got 2 more days. Before it's too-
Is the Cluane? Elk cheese dogs. Bison cheese dogs. What the hell?
No!
Yes! I want that!
No!
I want that!
Bison cheese dog.
A moose grazing beside the Alaskan highway. I'm just looking and seeing like all these travel blogs and stuff like that of Yukon and Alaskan glaciers. I'll have to find which one it is, but yeah, it's really fucking cool. I saw a YouTube video on it the other day. I've got like there's a lot of obsessions that I've been going into on YouTube lately. It's really weird. Like I'll watch a whole bunch of VTubers, and then I watch like 4 or 5 DIY videos about making like tiny houses and log cabins, and then other ones that like the same sort of channel is doing an off like a secondary channel where they go to ghost towns. It's really weird. But yeah, that's been like my indulgences in the YouTube here lately. Let me see if I can find it. Probably have to scroll back to Friday. Let's see here. I missed that stream. I need to go back and rewatch that stream. Flayon, Machina X Flayon, played Guilty Gear with his fans. There we go. Okay, so it's looking into an Alaskan ghost town called Hayter, Alaska. But at the beginning of it, he went down, let's see here. Northern side of British Columbia is a small Alaska crossing.
Northern end of BC.
Salmon Glacier is what it's called.
Salmon Glacier, Stewart Base. Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah. See, I'd love to see that.
Well, that's not really a highway. It's more of a county road.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a highway in the sense that you can reach from the Yukon into Alaska.
Not the one I'm. Oh wait, I'm looking at a different part of the Salmon Glacier.
Mm. But yeah, it's incredible. Like seeing the actual glacier. It's like I said, you know, it's sandwiched between like regular sort of formations, and it just looks like something like you just get transported to an alien planet for a little bit, and then you're back in good old Earth. But yeah, it's really weird. I really want to go there and see
also, it. What are you talking about when it comes to Yukon? That's northern BC.
Well, I mean, yeah.
You're halfway down BC province, actually.
Oh, yeah? I thought it was in the Yukon Territory, though.
No, BC extends... The thing is, due to a very old, Teddy Roosevelt old trade dispute, the cutoff for the northern tip of BC, which originally ran right into the Gulf of Alaska, was changed just enough that for international water law at the time, there was a route that the U.S. could take from, say, Juneau or wherever, down to Washington State without having to pay Canada any tariffs.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, Alaska has its big panhandle archipelago thing just for trade routes.
Alright. Makes sense.
Yeah, but all that before was BC.
Yeah. Well, I know that the Salmon Glacier is in the Canadian side of it. So, yeah.
It dominates the Canadian side of that section of the border.
Yep. But Hyder, Alaska is the ghost town in which the guy went to.
Yeah, just across the border from Stewart, BC. And knowing that... Oh, you mean the 37A? Yes. I've heard little bits about it. I now know exactly what you're talking about.
That said, this is also coming from me, and if you guys know me, I hate the cold. I hate it so much, but I want to go there.
You want to go to north of Prince Rupert, BC?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, bro.
I know what I'm doing.
You're mad to think that you're gonna have fun up there.
I think it'd be great, man. And say for like nature hikes and shit like that, that would be awesome.
Northern BC, Alaska, Yukon, yeah.
I mean, I'll have a miserable time in the cold, but in terms of like the actual natural beauty, it'd be fucking amazing.
Oh yeah. The issue is getting in there because either you have to fly into Vancouver and drive all the way up there, or get a local flight to Prince Rupert and still be suffering with a 12-hour drive.
Let's put it this way: the guy that I was watching the YouTube video, he did his own like RV van conversion thing. So,
yeah, you pretty much have to do that.
Yep. Which is one of the things I kind of want to do. Eventually, I think that would be a really fun project to do and complete and go on these massive road trips. I think it'd be fun as fuck.
Is there literally any mountain roads north of Prince Rupert? No, you have to go all the way back to Terrace. Basically halfway back through BC.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, that's not even... Jesus.
I would still want to do it.
Go into the middle of the Canadian Rockies.
Mm-hmm. Be fun as hell, man. This is also coming from a guy that eventually wants to build himself a log cabin in fucking Wisconsin too. So I'm just saying.
Wisconsin, I get. You're not more than 2 hours away from a major city.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
No.
Truth be told, I kind of like the isolation.
Yes.
Do you know that there's a place, I don't remember the name of it right now, but it's pretty easy to look up, in Alaska that has as close to an actual functioning arcology as can actually be made here in the United States?
Arcology?
Yeah, do you know what an arcology is? An arcology essentially is one building that contains all of the amenities of a community. So it has, all of its utilities are met. It has a grocery store. It has, garden. It has parks. It has all, blah, blah, blah. All of the amenities of a city or town in one building. And mostly, arcologies have been just sort of hypotheticals. They've never actually been tried to be made into something. And it's out of necessity that this one place in Alaska does it. It has a school, it has an apartment building, park, shopping center, all that kind of stuff, all just in one building.
Oh, the big Alaskan parking lot that's basically the entire town.
I think so.
I mean, apartment building.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a massive apartment building, but yeah, from the outside it looks like a horrible Soviet era tenement building, but on the inside it's got all of the amenities of an actual city. It's really weird. Now, so you could say that there's an area in Chicago that is kind of like an arcology in the fact that there is a glass skyway that connects multiple buildings from an apartment building, shopping center, and so on and so forth, all around. It's called the, God, what is it? I think it's called the Skyway or something like that. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, bridging communities together since 1958. Yeah, it's the Skyway. I think. Wait, no, hold on.
Yeah.
Glass walkway in Chicago.
Cry.
No, I'm not talking about the fucking Sears Tower fucking sky deck. Although, did you see that the sky deck in the Sears Tower does have a glass overlook? There's a box attached to the observation deck of the Sears Tower where you can walk out, and the only thing between you and however many 103 floors straight to the pavement is a sheet of glass.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
I keep seeing fucking Willis Tower. We're never gonna call it the Willis Tower. Chicago. We're never gonna call it that.
It's called Sears Tower.
It's the Sears Tower. It will always be the Sears Tower. Fuck off. But yeah, so like I said, there is this really weird like underground and above ground walkway around several buildings in Chicago that technically classifies the interconnected community as an arcology. But that's like stretching the definition quite a bit.
In the same way that a lot of northern Canadian towns stretch the definition, because
like the idea of an arcology is the fact that it's supposed to be completely self-sufficient.
Mm-hmm. Though a lot of northern Canadian towns are, because very rarely are they capable of getting exactly what they need quickly. So
yeah, here the actual dictionary definition: an arcology is a portmanteau of architecture and ecology. It's a field of creating architectural design principles for very densely populated and ecologically low impact human habitats. Oh, there it is. It's the Bajik Towers. I think is what it's called. The Bajik Towers in Whitaker, Alaska, or Whittier, Alaska, is technically classified as an arcology. Say in popular culture, and they give 3 different things in popular culture, but they didn't once bring up Shadowrun, you fucks. How dare they? In Shadowrun, there's a place called the Renraku Arcology. Imagine, like, okay, so what Shadowrun is basically, think Tolkien fantasy in a cyberpunk future. That's what Shadowrun is. And there's a company, a mega corporation in Shadowrun mythos called Renraku. It's a Japanese company. And in Seattle, they built what's called the Renraku Arcology. It has 3 nuclear reactors. It has an access to the Seattle Sound. It has 3 heliports. It's made to look like a pyramid in the middle of Seattle, and it is entirely self-sufficient. Like they grow their own food, they provide their own power, they have a water reclamation plant, all sorts of stuff like that. And it's all built so that the workers, the corpo wage slaves for Renraku, never need to leave the building. It's like the ultimate conclusion to like all of those places that like to like businesses like the one that I work for that have a gym built into the plant because they don't want you to go out and even like have a gym membership. No, why have a gym membership? You can just use the facilities here at work.
And if you just so happen to give a pointer or help someone out of the kindness of your own heart.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably a bit more cynical than that, but you know. But one of the things that, at least in terms of the story for Renraku, is that Renraku, their business is making computers. They're Renraku Computer Technology, and one of the projects that they made is they made a computer program to regulate all of the functions of the arcology, and they named it Deus. And it gained sentience. Yeah.
Yeah.
The project you named God. You named it God, and it gained sentience. There's actually a really good storyline with source books in it that I personally own, for Shadowrun called the Renraku Arcology Shutdown.
No, get out.
Called the Renraku Arcology Shutdown, where when Deus takes over, he closes off the arcology and begins experimenting on the people inside.
Good God.
It's a lot of fun. I love Shadowrun. I love Shadowrun to death. It's such a great setting. You know what happened to Chicago in Shadowrun? In the mythos of Shadowrun?
Boom.
Well, okay. There was a terrorist organization that blows up the Sears Tower, and it collapses in the middle of the city. The city does bounce back from that, but there was a cult that started in the late 2040s, I believe, called the Universal Brotherhood. And it's as, you know, it's as flowery a cult as you can possibly imagine with a name like the Universal Brotherhood. Well, like all cults, it was a mask for sinister dealings on the inside. Those sinister dealings were insect shamans. Insects being absolutely foreign to human conception. So it was basically like being taken over by an alien. And the idea was to infest the city of Chicago. And what's even worse is that insects, at least in terms of like the astral plane and where the insect spirits live, they are completely unkillable. Like an insect, they just keep coming back. And one of the ways that they tried to exterminate the Universal Brotherhood when they had been revealed for being hives of insect shamans is they had what was called the Cermak Blast, where they blew up a nuclear bomb on Cermak Street.
God damn it!
So Chicago blew up in the Shadowrun universe. It's funny too because the company that made Shadowrun was a company called FASA, and their headquarters was on the exact place where they blew up the bomb on Cermak Street. So it was like they cheekily sort of like, you know, were giving a little bit of a wink and a nod to the fact that they blew up their headquarters with a nuclear bomb.
No, don't do that.
It's fun. I love the mythos of Shadowrun. It's great.
Don't blow shit up. Except for government buildings. Governments must be destroyed.
Of course. Well, in Shadowrun, the United States did dissolve and annex part of Canada.
You mean the 10 separate countries that call themselves Canada?
No, it was the entirety of Canada. What it was is that, okay, so without getting too into the weeds with
I'm
Shadowrun,
dead serious. Canada isn't really a country anymore.
Well,
it's just 10 provinces that call itself a country.
well, given the way that the one guy who was running for prime minister in Quebec was talking, yeah, I can believe that. But
you mean Legault?
I don't remember. I just remembered the prime minister debates, and he was like treating Quebec as if it weren't part of Canada. I just thought it was really funny.
Oh, you mean Blachette? Yep.
Yeah, I just thought it was really funny.
Well, Quebec separatism is part of the Bloc's entire.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's part of their
Yeah.
their political party. But yeah, okay. So this is what happens in the Shadowrun universe. In the early 2000s, a Native American activist group invades, takes over, and holds all of the workers hostage at NORAD. And as a way of protesting Native American problems here in the United States, they fire a nuclear missile at Russia. The nuclear missile never makes it. It does not spark World War III, but it does create an international incident in the United States. The way that they solved this problem is they rounded up all of the Native Americans from that tribe and put them in concentration camps, because they couldn't be certain of who's a domestic terrorist and who's not. Well, in 2012, the end of the Mayan calendar And you remember all the people were sitting there saying, "Oh my God, the world's gonna end in 2012." That's why, is the Mayan calendar ends in 2012. And what that signifies was the end of the 5th world and the beginning of the 6th world. And
the Baktuns, yes.
Yeah, in the Shadowrun
Screw
mythos,
you! Get me back on the field, coach.
in the Shadowrun mythos, that means that magic returns to the world. This is symbolized by the great Eastern dragon Ryudomo, seen flying over Tokyo and going back into the Mount Fuji. And one of the things that happens is a guy named Daniel Howling Coyote, who is one of the people that was interred inside of the concentration camps, leads his tribe in the ghost dance and walks out of the concentration camp, all while the guards open fire and not a single bullet touches them. He then issues a statement to the United States government to give back the First World nations all of their land, or he will inflict upon them natural disasters and destroy their world. And then he causes, I think, like 3 or 4 earthquakes and 5 tornadoes, which makes the United States, pretty much forces them into paying attention to Daniel Howling Coyote. And the ensuing treaty gives back large territories within the central United States to the Native American nations, the NAN, and they form their own nation. And as a sort of way to keep the stability of the nation, the United States annexes part of Canada, because Canada was also included in the Native American nations treaty. So there's large swaths of like British Columbia and so on and so forth that were given back to the Native American nations. So they became...
So no different from the modern world. Honestly, we need a set... Oh, okay, I nearly said something too spicy for you two.
But we don't care. Fuck you, Susan.
No, what I was going to say was too spicy for you two.
Well, say you want to talk about too spicy for YouTube. Another thing that happens after the United States, or United Canadian and American States, the UCAS, becomes a thing. You know who else takes the opportunity to do something during this instability of political situations?
Russia goes Russia?
No, South rises again and secedes from the United States and forms the Confederate American States.
Lovely.
So you have the UCAS, you have the CAS, you have the NAN, and then what was even worse is that California was not part of any of this, and so thus was part of the UCAS, but was literally cut off in half, because the half of the country is completely cut off. So California then secedes and becomes the California Free State. And that goes about as well as you might think it would.
The only part of Shadowrun I'd actually want to see.
Yeah, so that goes down about as well as you'd think. And Mexico invades part of California when it becomes California Free State and takes back San Diego. So up to San Diego is part of what is now called Aztlan, because the Aztecs claim ownership of Mexico.
When the Aztecs lost Mexico before Mexico was Mexico.
Mm-hmm. And they could do that too, because they, Aztecs, like some Mesoamerican tribes, used a little bit of blood magic. So, human sacrifice in the 6th world, it's probably a little bit powerful when it comes to the magic involved. And don't even get me started on the fact that a dragon won the president of the UCAS position and then was immediately assassinated, and so on and so forth. Shadowrun has some really cool and interesting mythos. It's really fun.
Come on!
You and your foosball.
Mere the fact that this defensive center has been kicking my ass all game.
You're never gonna make it to the Super Bowl with that kind of talk.
Oh, I'm winning this game. It's just this center's been kicking my ass. Because I'm actually after 2 rushing touchdowns as the QB, which is actually somewhat difficult to do.
So long as you're able to get with, like, 1 or 2 yards in goal.
Center tackle, center tackle, center tackle from the 1, and then coach pulls me off for a field goal. That's the closest I've been.
I was gonna say, yeah, you're probably not gonna get it if you keep doing that.
No, I probably am not. Anyway, I'm sorry my foosball has sort of caused multiple outbursts throughout this stream.
That's fine. Oh, well, we've been going for an hour. I think it's about the time we close it up anyway. I didn't get very much painted, but yeah, I got some. I got some paint slung on these guys.
It happened again.
What?
The center broke through the line and got me.
At least you don't have to worry about your QB getting injured.
No, there's an injury mechanic in this.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, though I haven't seen a QB take an injury yet. I've seen almost every other position take an injury.
Well, yeah. Usually you're trying to protect your QB.
Typically. I mean, their arms sometimes are worth 8 figures.
Yeah. Alright, well, we've been your Minions of the Zoo. Thank y'all for coming out and watching the paint dry. Be sure to watch tomorrow where Adam is the host. Adam, have we enticed you into getting Madden and playing against Eeyore tomorrow?
Possibly.
Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Alright.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, thank y'all for coming, watching some paint dry, and be sure to watch Adam tomorrow. We've been your Minions of the Zoo. Take care of it.
Bye.
The zoo is closed.
Nighty night.
Yeah.